I did, there was one thing I forgot to ask earlier that I just wanted to go back to real quick. You mentioned that like you have a unique skill set because of your experience on the technical side of a pipeline. When you've worked on like teams with other writers before, what has that been like? Sort of like incorporating your skills and your experience with people who may have different skills and experience in a writer's room.
I think it's a lot of like, saying like, hey, here's what I'm good at. Tell me what you're good at. Here's what I need help with. Can you help me with this? Like, I have currently somebody on my team who's like much more well versed in working in live action film. I've never worked in live action, but like he's worked in it. So he knows what it's like to be on set. He knows what it's like to work in a writer's room with more people who are not also game developers. He's much better at writing dialogue and screen than I ever would be. And then we also have somebody who used to be a criminal reporter, right? So
Wow.
like she's got um like the experience there about how to like, you know, write about social issues, how to think about them. And well, what I offer is I can fix their computer when it breaks, I guess.
You're being modest. That's hilarious.
I mean, like a lot of times I get brought on as somebody to help take care of the more technical aspects of narrative design. So the people who have more experience than I do in the pure aspects of writing, especially dialogue, um, so that they can worry about only they could do best what they do best, right? So
I mean, that's a powerful skill. I feel like a lot of companies have been kind of moving towards having people who can balance narrative as well as the technical side of things. Definitely, like when I was a writer for a while, I was strictly on the narrative and the writing side. I mean, I had been a systems designer and an engineer for a while, but I definitely wasn't like telling people that because I was like, I'm not confident in my abilities to go into your game engine and start coding stuff. But that's really cool that you like found a way to not only give everybody a voice, but give people a chance to shine at the things that they really excel at.
yeah, I think like it comes from specifically being a pipeline tech artist, I think, because in pipeline, a lot of what you're doing is writing and developing tools for other
Mm,
artists. So those 10 years, 90% of it was me being just like person who talks, who translator between artist and engineer. And so I had to understand enough on like both sides and be able to communicate it, even if I couldn't execute the code well myself.
I see.
And
That's
so
a
like
hard
there's a lot
job.
of, especially because a lot of games are made on like team situations, there's a lot of opportunity for people who have a focus on learning how to communicate.
Mm. I mean, I feel like it's something that's really overlooked, but like sometimes game teams could be hundreds of people, thousands of people, and it's like everybody's got to communicate in some kind of way. There's got to be somebody who's kind of corralling the information, and that's a super important job
Yeah.
and skill set to have.
I mean, it also depends on the size of your game company, right? Like, if you're one of those, if you're part of a smaller indie team where there's only 12 people, you're probably going to be more focused on deliverables. Um, but like, through chance, uh, my career has mostly been larger studios. And so that's where the specialty developed. But like, some people they can spin up an entire game by themselves over the course of like 6 months, right? And that is a fucking impressive skill set by itself.
That is insane. I definitely, I definitely am like so amazed by those people because I'm like I can never do something like that. That's incredible.
Hmm.